Dr. Vim Nell, Strategic Approach to Farming Success, the book that you've written here. And I was surprised to learn that it's the only book of its kind in the world. Why is that?
Yes, Tony, I must say, some years ago when a group of farmers approached me and they asked me to establish a short course in strategic management in agriculture. And at that stage I was teaching strategic management to students at the university. And I realized that there is only business economic books and nothing applied to agriculture. And I saw that the students are struggling a lot to familiarize their environment to the business environment. Not that I say agriculture is not a business, but and then I developed the course, and after the course, and then I had the course material where I applied it to agriculture because I've got many years of practice in farm planning, financial planning, and so forth. And then I decided my three sons came to me and they said to me I must publish the book. And the published companies were not very happy to support it because it was written mainly for farmers and not for students. And every time they kept me for some months and then they say no, it doesn't fit in, so forth. And then my three sons came to me and they said I must publish the book myself. If I haven't got money, they will give me the money.
When you talk about strategic management, I mean that's from word go, isn't it? From the first thing you buy to the way you apply it.
It is the bottom line of strategic management is whenever you plan to do anything, the bottom line is that if you use money to do anything, you must earn more with that money than what you are paying for that money or than what the opportunity cost of that money is. Whether it's your own cash or whatever.
Or the banks.
Or the banks, or wherever you get the money from. You must earn more, and that is what strategy is all about, is to make more money with the money that you use to invest into anything in your farm.
You know, the farmer is a very hard worker. He gets up very early in the morning, works till late hours and puts his heart and soul into the land. Behind every farmer is usually a wife, a good woman. Isn't this a good area to go to let the woman plan the strategy and the husband do the work? And therefore you've got a partnership in strategy.
Well, that's why always when I do this 3-day course on the book, I always advertise and try to promote it that the wives attend the course with their husbands, and I only ask for the additional costs is no additional costs, only for the meals that the cost. So I'm emphasizing it that the woman must do it, because you must remember one of the big things is about management capacity, and strategic management teaches you how to expand your management capacity.
I've said this on many interviews that I've done. Farms all over the world are getting bigger. They're not getting smaller. Our country would like to enhance the black population by creating smaller farms for the black aspirant newcomer to the farming community. That becomes a problem when the community of farming worldwide is growing to bigger farms. How do you apply your strategy in those terms?
Well, you will see when you look in the book under the external environment, my colleague Rob Napier from Australia, who wrote the book with me, he's a more macro person, and he's traveling all over the world. And he said there that it is a fact. In Afrikaans we call it, dis 'n feit soos 'n vark. Farms are getting bigger and less. Now, it is a very difficult thing, and while I was involved with this Potato South Africa project, I met some of the most fantastic black farmers which I've ever been working with in my life. And they do not need the support of anyone to buy a farm and to make a huge success. I mean, I've got one of this Potato SA development farmers in the Limpopo province. He's producing 25 hectares of tomatoes. Why do you think is the farmers getting less? Because it's only the best that survive. The sustainable solution is that you must get someone who has got the heart for farming, not who want land. I'm always saying, if someone wants land, give him in the township a piece of land to build a house and a piece of land to plant some maize and have 1 or 2 cattle. Then he has got land. As I say, this project of Potato South Africa, which I'm very involved in, it's really amazing because my job is to go and do a pre-feasibility study, look whether this farmer has got the skills, and what I mean by that is arithmetic skills, writing skills, calculating skills, and so forth. And then, see whether they've got the right kind of land, whether they've got enough water, whether they've got the correct mentor with them. And then I say to Potato South Africa, all right, this person looks fine, or this person won't make it. Then we go on, we set up a business plan which is based on the strategic approach to farming success.
But you and I both know there's going to be a counter-argument to this one coming, especially from government, who said, well, hang on a minute, because of historical factors, we've never been given the chance to show whether we're good or not. How can you bring somebody through?
I've got an example of one project which I visited. And it's one of these projects where they put up 10 people, 3 must be elderly women, 2 must be young people who just finished matric, 1 must be an elderly man. Now, remember, elderly people are pensioners, they are not farmers. And you know, I did basic arithmetic skills with those people who came out of grade 12. They couldn't tell me what is 3 plus 3. And they must become now a potato farmer. And I will say it straight to anyone, to Mr. President Zuma, whoever. I will tell them, and I know never is a very long time, but the chances that that person will become a commercial potato farmer. Remember, potatoes is a highly management and capital intensive crop. Is very scarce. That's why I like this approach which Potato South Africa is following, that you first look whether the skills are there, whether the urge is there, whether the commitment is there. This farmer in KwaZulu-Natal, he farms currently only on, I think, 4 hectares. But that guy sat there while I was doing his interview. He sat there and he gave me all the inputs out of his head. And I went back, because his diary wasn't with him, he forgot it at another place. And I went back and I checked all that stuff that he gave me, and I couldn't find one mistake with it. Now that guy has got the sources, he's got free gravitation water for 160 hectares. He just needs someone to break open his current paradigm of thinking and to get the support. He's a Nedbank client, and I directly went to the bank and tell him, listen, you must look after this guy. This guy is tomorrow's big success.